Hello, friends. Cowboys voluntary offseason program starts today. Where is Micah? How is Dak? And are we running out of guys to pick with the 12th pick? All of those things on today's DLLS Cowboys podcast, which starts meow.
What up, fellas?
Welcome into the DLLS Cowboys podcast, everybody, on a Monday, if it's Monday. I think it's Monday.
Monday.
And we are going to get the week started off right with an incredible show talking about your Dallas Cowboys. They're actually doing the things today.
Dan Myers! What up?
Today's the beginning of the voluntary offseason program, and we have breaking news about what's going on out there. Where is Mike? We. Like we are a team. Our team.
We speak French on this show.
Our team has breaking news about the Cowboys offseason program. Hello, my name is Jeff. Good morning. Next to me is former Cowboys wide receiver Jesse Holly.
Oh, Jesse Holly went 77 yards. It must be a reality show.
Next to Jesse is some slappy named Clarence.
Where legends drop, Clarence Hill just can't stop. Breaking news, you gotta hop in Club Pop.
You know who's going to Club Pop today?
Micah.
Paige Buckers. It's Paige Day. Paige is coming to Dallas. And Rory, yes, Rory, you're in. You won the career Grand Slam. Thank you.
I think it's Becker's.
It is.
Yeah.
Or buckets.
Buckets. Paige Buckets, baby.
Yeah, okay. All
Paige
right.
Buckets.
Next to Clarence is the second greatest beat writer in the history of the Cowboys. Probably a better teammate than Clarence. It's Joe Hoyt.
Tell him something, Joe.
Cowboys are starting the voluntary offseason program
Hands up,
today.
don't shoot.
Micah Parsons doesn't have a new contract yet, and he would like one. Clarence, what's Micah Parsons up to today?
Good news for Cowboy fans. You guys wanted Micah Parsons to show leadership. Jerry Jones said, I need Micah to show some leadership before I sign that check. Well, Micah said he was going to be at the offseason program, said he's going to be at OTAs. Today, the first day the Cowboys started the offseason program under new coach Brian Schottenheimer. A few teams started last week. Brian started this week with the Cowboys. And yes, Micah Parsons is here. He was there at the workouts per multiple sources without a contract. Micah Parsons is at the voluntary workouts. What do voluntary mean? I don't know, but Micah's there showing up, showing some leadership, which everybody wanted. Everybody, he's not overdoing sumo wrestling. He's not in Dubai. He's in the D.
Kowtowing.
Big D.
He's in Dallas.
And they're kowtowing to Jerry Jones, huh?
I said that for you, Jess. I know you
didn't say it for me.
I did.
You said it
Your
for
boy
you.
is here.
Nah, you
Your
said
boy.
that for him.
Your boy's in the D, Jerry.
No.
Jesse.
No.
I said that for you.
You said it
Because I
for
know
you.
you said that smile you got on your face.
You said it for you.
You said
I'm
a
happy
smile.
he's here.
Okay.
I'm not proud of Micah Parsons. I'm disappointed in Micah.
Why?
Yeah, let Jerry Jones say, hey, you can be the player that you want to be paid. You better do the things you're going to do. F you. This is business. I'll see you when you pay me.
The workout is fine. Like, he's going to work out no matter what, whether it's here,
Sumo
in
wrestling.
New York, sumo wrestling, at Sanders Fit. He's going to work out somewhere. So for him being here, I think for him, it's showing that I can be a man of my word.
Mm-hmm.
That, I'm not just going to talk on a podcast or tweet about being a leader. We talked a lot about, with the exit of DeMarcus Lawrence, who was going to be that next defensive guy to step up. Well, the first step of that is this. And I'm with you as far as the contract situation.
Don't let that man make it.
So now when you get on the field for OTAs,
yeah,
if he doesn't have a contract, I'm saying he shouldn't be there.
Right.
Yeah. I'm saying he should not be there. The working out part, he's going to work out. But when you start talking about football activities,
Drill, right.
the drills, now I'm like, until you give me a contract, I won't be doing the drill part of this.
And before Joe goes, I want to reset something. You can point to because you bring it up. When they start OTA, when they start the voluntary offseason program, they're just working out. They can't be on the field. They can't do drills for the first week or two. Right now, it's just working out. And to his point, when it's time to do the drills, that's when you don't want to chance injury. That's when you don't want to chance, a $40+ million annual salary, doing drills just for performatives because I need to be here. CD wasn't here. You go back to 2020. Yes, Dak was here last year. But in 2020, he was not part of the voluntary offseason program when he was franchise tag. Lamar Jackson, you don't show up because the injury risk is too great. So, again, if he didn't show up today, I don't want y'all to be mad at him. If he shows up now and walks away when it's time to do drills, he doesn't have a contract, don't be a casual in his business. That he's doing the right thing.
Yeah, I think everything Micah Parsons has also done since the beginning of last year when we started talking about potential contract negotiations has been an executed plan and a strategy, because I think when you reported, hey, they have a handshake agreement between Micah and Jerry Jones, I texted someone and I'm just like, am I being naive or is this weird? And they're just like, hey, that's just Jerry being Jerry, Jerry doing Jerry things. And I think what Micah Parsons has done since the beginning of the potential contract negotiations is flipped the story on its head and said, I'm not going to play your game, Jerry. I'm going to make my own narratives. Remember last year when he kind of said, like, hey, I'm going to put the ball in their court. I want to sign. I don't have to have the biggest money. I want to sign early. I want to be here. Everything that has been communicated from Micah Parsons' camp has been, hey, I want to get a deal done. I want to be here. I'm not going to combat with you through social media or through reporters or press conferences. I want to be here. It's on you to get it done. So if we're not getting it done, I'm not the bad guy in this. And I think Micah Parsons continues to take that path in these contract negotiations.
I do think he's done a great job of that. Everything that he's done is, like, the Cowboys have a script for the big name, huge money guys and the way that it plays out. And Micah has done a really good job of flipping it.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, there's nothing you can say about me. I said I don't need the most. I'm showing up to this one.
Yeah.
Like, I've done everything I said I would do. What are you doing?
Right.
And so Jerry can be the bad guy if something doesn't get done.
And we've talked about it before. Micah likes he tries to say the right thing. He wants to make people happy. You could say he may be a rebel in the terms of doing this podcast, but he's a big kid. And he wants to make people happy. He wants to make the fans happy. That's why he's so talking about want to be a leader, even though you said don't have to be a leader. He knows that's what people want from him. And he wants to show that. He wants to try to do the right thing. This is another example that he's told us in December that he's going to show up. I know, and he's talked to Jerry. He wants a new deal. He wants all this stuff. He's trying to do the right thing.
And Chad, you are right. He does have a contract. He does have.
Stop it.
He has a contract.
Stop it.
He still has
I need
a contract.
people to stop that because Jerry was on that mess. I don't care about contracts. They can have a contract they can hold out. You cut people. Michael Gallup had a damn contract. Did it matter?
No.
Okay, there are a lot of people with contracts. It don't freaking matter. He tried to throw Zach Martin under the bus. Talking about Zach Martin had a contract. He still helped me out for more money.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah,
but
you got more money.
Yeah, you got it too.
You got it.
Right.
Because you always
But
lose.
you will cut people with a contract.
Sure.
So stop. I need you fans to stop siding with billionaires and siding with ownership over millionaires, over players, because NFL is a dirty game. You get hurt, they will cut you. Okay? You can't play anymore, they will cut you. Damn a contract. Okay? So don't talk about he has a contract. It don't mean a hill of beans when it's on the other side.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Why is that the beginning of a sentence? Yeah, no. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Or it's no, yeah.
None of those things matter. But I mean, I think the biggest thing about it is that, yes, Micah Parsons has the 5th year of his contract, and like it is guaranteed. So they couldn't cut him in this moment. But the biggest thing is for the Cowboys, I just hate the way they do it, because what they'll do is they'll wait through an entire offseason and then they'll get him signed at some point in training camp or something. And if that means he wasn't at training camp and OTAs, then Jerry doesn't care. In Jerry's mind, that's cool. We got headlines the whole way through. It's great. He doesn't care that it affects the product on the field and a guy's preparation who's supposed to be the leader of a team. And it hurts you in how much you're going to pay him later if you don't pay him now.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole point. The whole point isn't like Micah, if he were to ever hold out, would be doing it to get a deal done because you want your money. And in the case of the Cowboys, it behooves you to give the man his money, because if you don't, it just hurts even more later. You have a salary cap. You should be signing Micah Parsons as soon as possible. That's what you should be doing.
Yeah.
So, Jerry, break out the pen.
Yeah, I also think, too, because he showed up specifically at workouts, which is a relatively no-risk thing in terms of your health. Ideally, you're not going to do anything bad, from a physical standpoint and get hurt in workouts. OTAs is a little bit of a different story, as we kind of laid out earlier. But I think by showing up to this one, and you kind of said it, too, I think the narrative is, hey, you showed up for the one that you were supposed to. Now it's on Jerry to make sure I show up at the next one, because I can't. So I think the narrative... Micah Parsons has been in control of the narrative from the very beginning in terms of these contract negotiations and has totally flipped the script.
And I like the idea that, having him, there is an importance level of having him in the building. While you can't get on the field and do different things, it's the conversations. It's the building the trust. Like these are the days where those trust factors are built, right? This is when that bond is built. This is when, a lot of people will ask me from different points on perspective of, what do you miss the most? And it's moments that don't require me being on the football field, right? It's the locker room, it's getting our working in the weight room. It's just, after this, let's go grab something to eat, right? And now being in the locker room, what you now hope is, from the leadership perspective, is, Eberflus, he leaves some notes in Micah's locker, right? Like, hey, here's what we're looking at on this defense. And every day it may be different notes. Now, what you want Micah to go, hey, let me get the linebackers, or let me get so-and-so. Before y'all go, let's just watch 30, 40 minutes. Let's just go over this quite quick. Let's just kind of like see what this looks like. Like, that's the part that you want from inside the building is, while we can't do it on the field, I get little nuggets from coach. And now I'm the leader that takes us into the meeting room, or I get with a guy like Sanborn, and say, you know what? Yeah, help me understand this part right here. What is coach talking about right here? And now you guys are able to bounce ideas off of each other. That doesn't happen when someone is over there training and I'm over here training. So yes, the workouts are great, but the fact that he's in the building, that's a good thing. That's a good thing for him. That's a good thing for Eberflus. That's a good thing for the team. Now, the next step in that is don't just be here, get your workout in, and hit the road.
Be the
right?
dude.
Like, be here and be here. Like, be present while you're here. Get your workout in, but before you skip out, grab some guys. Grab a few dudes and be like, let's sit down and let's talk about some things. Let's work through some things, and let's see if we can't get a head start on this. Because if I'm not at OTAs because of contract responsibilities, then at least we talked about this and we got a couple weeks, a couple days of this stuff being talked about in the books, and that'll further progress us in our team camaraderie.
Do you think the notes that Eberflus leaves is just like, hey, week 2, NFL Pro, number 93, yeah, that's you. Like, it's like, go look this up, or like the 15-minute mark of week 3 against the Saints.
No, it could be a lot of different things.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be, hey, let's start breaking down what it looks like from this perspective, right?
Yeah.
From a team, or, hey, let's look at this and, review what we did here from week 1 to 3. Like, so it could consist of a lot of different things, the notes that he may leave, to the team, but the notes will be left to the leader, and then the leader is the one that has to go out there and distribute it to the rest of the guys and saying, let's just talk about this, because you can't get on the field with coaches, but you can get on the field by yourself.
For sure, yeah.
Right.
You can grab guys and go out there and work. You can go into the indoor.
We saw Dak at the Salina High School.
You can still do all those things. I know that he's in the process of moving into a new crib, so I know all that takes part in this as well. But
Better
being
have
there,
a football field in the backyard.
being there and being present,
He tweeted that too,
and what?
that he was moving.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So being there, being present is definitely something that you want your star player to be, and this is Micah's chance to take that next step in leadership.
Super chats. Let's see what we got in the super chat so far in today's show. Please hit the like button while you're here. We show to appreciate it. Freak Jesus, Kerry Matthews is in the chat. I'm not asking Jeff because he doesn't watch all football, but you other three, you think we could pick up the running back from the Michigan UFL and have him start this season?
You could pick up anyone from the UFL. And at running back, you could have a lot of guys come in and start.
Yep. I see what you're doing, Kerry.
Sure.
I see you besmirching my
Kerry.
character.
Yeah.
Casey's in the super chat. Is he just showing up before getting the bag? Will he be here next offseason after getting the bag? Love the show.
I appreciate you, Casey.
Hey, let's
take
worry
our
about
time.
next year.
Let's take our time.
Let's worry about next year.
Take your time.
Can we
Appreciate
win,
you.
can we win the Super Bowl
Yeah.
first? Clarence, this is from James in the Super Chat. Clarence, he has a contract, not an extension. Yeah, he has a contract, Clarence. And he should be accountable to the pieces of paper that he signs, you water-carrying son of a biscuit.
I got a contract too, okay? I got a contract too.
Well, I don't know. We got evaluations after this. That might not.
Got a contract too.
Yeah, and people were surprised in the chat that we were all here today after what happened Friday. I thought maybe some people wouldn't make it.
Got a contract, baby.
Evaluations happen
Retro.
after the show.
Look at Retro's comment, though. I think GM Ben should see Retro's comment.
What did
right
Retro say?
there. A little bit up, up. Nope, up.
What is it? It's good
right
about
there.
Joe, isn't it? Let's talk about real stuff. Jesse said evaluations are this week. Give these 4 guys in Katia a raise and keep this DLLS.
Yes,
Train
sir.
rolling.
Retrospectro.
I accidentally signed a multi-year, so despite our massive success, your boy isn't going to be able to make power moves. Plus,
Exactly.
we do have evaluations today, so I may be fired.
No.
That could happen. Coming up next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast, I need to figure out what reads I have, and we have the very latest on Dak Prescott, who we talked to. We talked to. Who we talked to.
We.
Get ready for the Dak party next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast. What do we got here?
And just like your favorite team, you need a home team as well. EmpireToday.com has a $350 off new flooring. If you use our promo code DLLS, you can go onto their website and you can choose from a plethora of different flooring. You can get the carpet if that's what you're into. You can get the laminate if that's what you're into. You can get the vinyl if that's what you're into. Or you can get Jeff's favorite.
Hood.
The hood. It's all there at EmpireToday.com. And what's great about Empire Today that you don't even have to leave your home to do so. Get up on their website, download the picture of the room that you want to get new flooring for, and you can just mix and match those things all right there from the confines of your home. You do not have to go out there. In fact, they have, if you decide to go out there, they have the experts to get you right. Head over to EmpireToday.com, use the promo code DLLS, and get $350 off new flooring. Schedule it today. They can be out there today.
Shout out to our friends at Lucy. Lucy is it's what I'm rocking with. I do enjoy my Lucy. It's 100% pure nicotine, always tobacco-free pouches. They got their breakers, which is a pouch that has a little dilly in there, and you go, and you pop that bad boy, bam, extra flavor and hydration right there for you. But yeah, they got regular pouches. They got the breakers. They got their gums. And it's all tasty and delicious, and it keeps me from using tobacco while I still get my nicotine. So set yourself up with a subscription and have Lucy delivered straight to the door. I like the wintergreen. Like the mint. They have so many different flavors. I love to just mix it up, have different. They have berry blend. There was some sort of berry blend. It was quite tasty. Really did enjoy
They
it.
have brown sugar.
I'm sorry?
They got brown sugar.
Let's level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. Go to lucy.co/DLLS. Use the promo code DLLS. You'll get 20% off your first order. Lucy has a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind. Lucy.co, code is DLLS. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Contains nicotine. That's an addictive chemical. All right, it's the DLLS Cowboys podcast here. In just a few minutes, we are going to talk about some NFL draft things, including one of the biggest names and potential Cowboys target in the draft. Had him a little workout today. He did some things. He didn't do some things. What does it mean? So we'll be all over that. And we're about to talk about Dak Prescott, but I see a super chat there from Jamal that we're going to hop in.
Jamal.
No chill, Buck. Fake show in 6. We them boys. I really love chill.
I love you, Jamal, and I hate the fake show. Fake show dead. They're losing to Minnesota.
God, I guess I'm cheering for the Lakers.
Why?
Number 1 selling jersey in the NBA this year, Luka Doncic.
Why?
Because I'm a petty bitch.
So you want the Lakers to win it all because Luka's on the team?
I want the Lakers to win it all to make Patrick Dumont and Nico Harrison have an even bigger spotlight of their dumbassery directly on them. Yeah. Yeah, I want the Lakers.
I don't think it'll ever get bigger or go away, though.
I can't hate the Lakers.
When Luka's
I can't
holding
root
up
for the Lakers.
I still
a championship?
because it's inevitable. I think that
What's inevitable?
Luka winning a championship in LA,
Is it?
100%.
Is
I don't know
it?
about that.
It could be 10 years.
Yeah,
know, I mean,
within 10
would
years,
still
he's
count.
going to win a championship in LA.
That would count.
Is it?
So, guys, when we were talking to Dak,
When we were talking to Dak,
You
Joe
look
and
good.
I,
You look good, by the way, in that suit on Friday.
what
I look
suit?
good in my tuxedo.
We were there. That was. It was.
I was there in a great suit. Sorry, I don't know where it was. I didn't know if I'd be wearing a suit. I don't know where it was.
a gala.
It was a
It was
gala.
a gala.
Oh, I crush
Gala.
it. I crush it at the gala. I'm a big-
Tony Romo was there. Troy was there.
Is that where you're doing your dance?
That's where I was doing my dance.
He's always dancing.
He was dancing.
Yeah,
Well, that
doing
was
my dance.
so
You
cool.
do-
Where legends drop.
You gotta get the dance. You gotta get the dance on Twitter. Y'all see the dance. Put it out there.
I saw you doing the dance.
I didn't see it on Twitter, to be honest.
Okay.
Nah, you look a little. You know,
I
you
missed
look
it.
a little.
I sent it to him.
You
Huh?
look a little great. You looked great.
The
Sir.
fact that, by the way, he'll do these dances and not run a 40 blows my mind.
What-
You are
you
are
understand
dropping
the
low.
different- Do you understand the difference body
Oh,
part you're
I
using
do, and you
running
are
at
dropping
40?
low on these dances.
He was twerking?
He always
I thought he was
twerks.
a little tight.
I'm just,
Oh,
and
it's
actually,
tough.
I
that
thought
was
he was a
slow.
little tight.
It was a slow dance. It was a
Oh,
country
the dance
song.
was tight?
He was twerking.
Was it a
I
country
was-
song?
It was a
You got
country
around- you got around
song.
Folks who start acting all out of character. I didn't. If you were twerking,
You know,
I didn't.
first of all, listen.
He was
I got some
twerking
man-
to Shabuzi.
I got man codes I live by. I do not twerk. I don't think men should twerk. That's just me. I don't do the stanky leg, all that other stuff.
Why is this-
because I
Why is the
players out there
stanky leg in
like,
that?
because I didn't like when players did it. I'm
You
doing
Soldier
this.
Boy?
That's
How about-
different.
You
That's
do the John Wall?
different.
You do the John
I'm
Wall?
not doing that. That's just
John
order
Wall.
Dougie. But anyway,
You
I'm
do
not.
Dougie?
I don't twerk.
All right.
I'm
Do you do the Tootsie Roll?
Let me see you, Tootsie Roll.
Tootsie Roll.
Do you do the electric slide?
I do that.
Okay. What did we learn from Dak? What did we learn when I
You know,
wasn't
it was
there?
interesting. We were at the Children's Cancer
Yeah,
Fund
man.
Gala on Friday night. Joe and I. Number one,
How was the food?
it was good at state.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Oh,
It was
yeah,
good.
it's nice.
Good. He didn't stay for dinner. I did.
You used his chair, I bet.
Huh?
I bet you used that chair of his.
No, he actually didn't.
I had my
Oh,
own extra chair.
He got his own.
Okay.
I had my own extra chair.
Anyway,
The good news is that Dak says he's, obviously well ahead of schedule in rehab. He said if Cowboys had a game today, he could play. And I think he was had a little too much dip on his chip because the Cowboys wouldn't let him
Okay.
play. I mean, I don't think because they're not going to let him participate in OTA.
so you're
right?
telling me that you looked a man dead in the eye. He told you if there was a game today I could play, and your response to it is to call him a liar on the air
No,
right
I'm
now.
just saying, but that just tells you the confidence how he feels. And we've seen him working out. He says running more. He talked about his weight being Slimothy. He even called himself Slimothy.
He called himself the real Slim Shady,
The
Slim
real-
Mathy, Slim Reaper.
all of that stuff. He said he's weighs the same.
Lie.
Okay, see now you call him a lie.
Yep.
He's
Right to his face.
he is
I own it.
he's redistributed his weight from his upper body to his legs because that's what he's focusing on with
He
this.
got fat transfer?
Listen,
I mean, he moved weight.
His legs can't get no
he
thicker.
said it's big
he
legs.
has
The
lost
bottom
weight.
line is
He's
he's
lost
been
weight.
running more, sprinting more because of the rehab from the hamstring. And what does that mean as far as his mobility?
Yeah, no, that's what a setup. What a
You don't have
setup.
to, you could have just rolled into it. You didn't even have to.
No, but I
stop
just
it
want
now.
to. I want to acknowledge. I'm sorry. I just
No,
want to
you're right.
acknowledge it's a good play. It's a good play.
He is your father.
My beat father. No, that's one thing Dak was asked about was his mobility and kind of moving forward. I think one big question about Dak Prescott, 31 years old now, coming off another season-ending injury, is okay. You tore your hamstring trying to be more mobile than you were for the
Off the
majority
bone. All the way.
off the bone.
All
the
For the
way.
majority of last season, Clarence kind of coaxed you into running the ball a little bit
That
more.
was Clarence's fault.
And then he did it and tears his hamstring. So what are you going to be from a mobile perspective moving forward? Are you going to be a little bit more restrained? And one thing Dak said, no, I can't be. My best football happens when I am mobile, when I'm moving in the pocket, when I'm evading rushes. And I still think, even though he wasn't running a lot last season, he still was kind of moving around while, you had some questions on the offensive line kind of coming, with pass rushers all over. So I think, I don't think we're going to see a lot of the mobility that we saw early 20s Dak. But I think you still will see a guy that emphasizes moving around the pocket and making plays.
And that's not a problem. There's a big difference from being mobile and being a runner,
For sure.
right? Like a mobile guy is a guy who is able to efficiently, effectively navigate themselves through the pocket, avoid danger, avoid harm, extend the play a little bit more, and to be able to deliver on the run. we're not talking about you being Josh Allen. You're not talking about you being Lamar Jackson. And so those are different. So when he says mobile, yeah, he's always been mobile.
Right.
Like that he's always been able to be elusive in the pocket. He's always been able to extend the play or to get away from defenders. We've seen that part. It's the part where it's 3rd and 8 and nobody's open.
Right.
Yeah.
And see, to me, that's the issue because the last couple of years he's turned down opportunities to run on 3rd and 8.
Right.
To throw the ball. And when you see an opportunity to run, we need you to be decisive and run. And I think that's something that Schottenheimer talked about. Yeah, I don't want him to run the zone read, but because of the pass rushers and how they get back there, he needs to be able to extend plays, make plays when things break down. And that's what I don't want him to turn down. He began, after the ankle injury, he began turning down. He can still move, but he began turning down opportunities.
When it goes like this,
Yes. I need you to go and to be a thrower, and I just need you when there's an opportunity there. Get the first down with your feet if it's there, and I think that's something that he talked about.
And also from a physical standpoint, let me just kind of differentiate the difference between the two. One, because you're talking about muscles that if you don't use them all the time, that the percentage of you getting hurt increases. And so there's a difference between taking a 5-step drop and then all of a sudden you having to put your foot in the ground and sprint towards the sideline or to make a play downfield. That hamstring, especially from a quarterback perspective, it's not getting used like a receiver's hamstring is getting used. A receiver's calf is getting used, or ankles, or running back, or DB, or what have you. So when you start talking about when you go, weeks and months and you really haven't stretched out that hamstring or things, or that quad or that groin or whatever it is, from a quarterback, their routine is usually a predictable routine, right? 3-step drop, 5-step drop, 7-step drop, and then kind of small movements in the pocket. It's a whole nother thing when you got to now explode and extend out further than you normally have to. So for Dak, it's like I have to find a way to keep those muscles functioning and moving a lot, because if all I'm doing is standing in the pocket, especially now if you're spending a lot of your time, if you're spending 75, 80% of the time in shotgun, you're not even taking the drop backs like that anymore, right? And so you aren't using those particular muscles that we're talking about. So you see the calf strain, you see the hamstring pulls, and so on and so forth. So for Dak, it's not just being mobile, it's being able to be a runner within the confines of not getting yourself hurt.
I did some DB drills the other day, just some footwork things, just to kind of get a little warm up and feel it. Oh, it was bad.
Yeah.
No, it was. If you don't use them drills,
they go away.
Oh, it's gone.
Yeah.
That's why you were talking about you can't compare dancing and running to 40. I mean, you don't use those muscles. You can't do the same thing.
You never stop dancing?
No, I never stopped stepping and dance. No.
There you go.
It's different movements. But a couple of other things from Dak he talked about. We asked him about it. I said, what advice you give Micah? I said, I got nothing for Micah because I didn't get my deal done before the season. So what can I tell him? How to get your deal
Which was
done?
hilarious.
It'd been way better if he said that MF doesn't listen anyway.
But and he talked about Micah learning, and he also talked about Micah learning and growing as a leader, and he thinks he still got room to grow. He's a young guy. He's still got room to grow as a leader.
On that note, too, he was asked, okay, you guys lost a lot of leaders this offseason. DeMarcus Lawrence, Zach Martin, Jordan Lewis. Like, who are you looking to step up and kind of fill that void? And, he's like, yeah, I don't want to name anyone because I want everyone to kind of pursue it. He did eventually name Micah, CD. The guy he also mentioned, though, was Osa Odigizua. He's like, that's a guy who does everything the right way. You look at Osa as a guy who's an absolute workout warrior. That's someone that I think, if we're talking about who is the kind of apex workout predator in the Cowboys locker room, Osa probably fits that bill. So I think that was an interesting name that he brought up.
Interesting he didn't mention Diggs either.
What are you trying to say?
Now you're digging.
I don't understand.
Good pun.
Am I digging?
Now you
Good
digging.
pun.
Now
That's a good pun.
Now you're digging. And there's always been when you ask, Dak about any advice that he would give to Micah, there's always been an unspoken rule in the locker room. You don't get involved in nobody else chasing their money.
No.
Because at some point in time, you'll come up. Especially if you're a star player, it's gonna come a point in time where your contract will be up. So guys don't even get mad if guys are trying to get new deals. Like the locker rooms that I've been in, you want the guys there, but you don't get involved and interfere or have anything to say when someone's trying to go get their bag.
Yeah, for sure. DB drills. Sorry, Dro, you're right.
What's that? Oh, yeah.
I conducted 3 SWAT raids.
Yeah. Yeah, if you have to know good, Joe's got an eye on you, I promise. Coming up next, are we eliminating more and more guys from being the Cowboys' first-round pick? We'll talk about somebody that we have news on today. That's next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast.
And did you get a chance to get out to the rodeo this past weekend? What a great and absolute fantastic performance. I got some winners here for you right here. The rodeo, Caleb Diggers and Junior Ningwera, they won the team roping title. Josie Connor won the breakaway roping, and Shane Hansey won the tie-down roping. Additionally, Casey Mowry and her horse, Force by the Goodbye, won the Battle Racing contest, and they were, $100,000 they were splitting. So if you didn't get a chance to get out there this weekend for the American Rodeo, go to AmericanRodeo.com and look up when their next dates are going to happen. You want to get out there. You want to have an exciting event. The concert was great. They had Bailey Zimmerman, Riley Green. They performed. It is going to keep happening. They had people from Australia, all across America. The future of rodeo is happening. Head over to AmericanRodeo.com and look for further and future dates.
All right, shout out to our friends at Sleeper today as well. I don't know if they have rodeo on Sleeper. If you can say more or less than 8 seconds on somebody hopping on the back of a bull. But the deal with our friends at Sleeper is you're just putting your ball knowledge to the test by picking whether you're favorite or least favorite or somebody you have no opinion on. But those players will have more or less than their projected stats in each game. All sorts of sports on there, whatever you want to do, they got you covered at Sleeper. Get up in there. I love it during football season, but now I'm a baseball man. Total bases, stolen bases, home run, hits, strikeouts, all these different things. All you do is you say, yeah, I think that this guy's going to have more or less than that projected number in each given game. And the more picks you combine, the more you can win, all the way up to 100 times your money. If you think you got what it takes, new users, download the Sleeper app. Use the code DLLS Boys. You get $55 in free entries when you place a $5 contest. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states. Check out Sleeper today. All right, it's the DLLS Cowboys podcast, and I don't know if you guys are familiar, but there is a gentleman in the NFL draft coming up. His name is Will Johnson. He's a corner from the University of Michigan. He is a projected first-round pick. And depending on who you ask, like just putting his name in on Twitter, I see like the 33rd team is like our number 4 overall player. Like you're going to see Will Johnson as people's apparently number 4 down to number 15, 20, as that's the sort of overall player. And Will Johnson had his workout for NFL teams this morning. He hadn't run a 40-yard dash yet. He was hurt, so he didn't run at the combine. Didn't run at pro day. Or I guess, is this their pro day? Or is this just his workout?
I think it was just a private workout.
Because Josiah Stewart worked out today, too, and that's another Michigan guy. So maybe they had a late workout. Maybe it is their pro day.
I get confused. In today's world, there's multiple.
So Will Johnson worked out for NFL teams this morning. He did the vertical jump. Pretty average vertical jump for an NFL corner.
Yeah.
He did a short shuttle, the whoop, whoop, whoop. Below average for an NFL corner.
And by the way, you don't want to be below average in your short shuttle as a DB.
Yeah.
It's just short shuttle is change of direction.
Yeah.
You don't want to be below average as a DB when it comes to changing direction. There's one thing about the vertical speed. That's one thing. But when you're talking about changing direction, continue.
And he did not run a 40-yard dash. So we're going to get to the NFL draft, and Will Johnson is not going to run a 40-yard dash. And I know there are people out there that were concerned about his speed. I honestly, on tape, was not really concerned about his speed, but the fact that you did all of your workout stuff, so you're clearly healthy, and so you did it all, but you still did not run a 40-yard dash. I guess I get it, because if you feel like you didn't have enough time to train for it and just the number that I put up isn't going to be impressive, then I don't have to. I'm still going to get drafted in the first round. I don't have to. But part of your brain goes, man, were you about to run a 4.67? And maybe like, uh-oh. And it's just, with the Cowboys having the 12th pick at all these different spots and all these different players, it's like, maybe not you anymore. That worries me. That doesn't look great. And I think Will Johnson is a wonderful prospect. I would love to have him on the Cowboys. I don't think he's slow, but now he's scaring me.
But yeah, where does your mind go as a guy who watches NFL draft stuff when the big thing with Will Johnson is, man, he is smooth, right?
I think
But-
it's a smart move.
But his smooth slow.
It's a smart move.
Slow.
Can be.
I got 10 days before the biggest moment of my life. I don't need, like, I'm going to give you something to kind of just so you can say, oh, you saw me work out because I was hurt during the combine workouts. But if I, for whatever reason, go out there and run a slow 40 time 10 days before the draft, and I'm a projected first round pick, I can't, and whoever his representation is, kudos to you. Kudos to you because you took care of your own profit as well. You took care of your profit as well as your client's profit. Because when he drops, your profit drops.
Right.
And you just don't want to have, unless you have a surefire, you talk to the trainers or wherever you're at, and you're like, are you sure that we're going to go out here and run a 4.3 or a 4.4? If they can't give you that on a consistent basis, then I'm saying 10 days before the draft, we're not doing it.
Yeah.
We're not doing it, and we're going to let them go off the film that we have, and we'll still land ourselves somewhere in the top 20 picks in the NFL draft.
That's it. I want to let's say something first. He's going to get a chance to play in the NFL, okay?
He's going to get picked.
He's going to get picked in the NFL.
Top
He's going to
20
be picked in the first round.
top
Yeah,
20
he's
pick.
going to get picked in the first round. The issue is, do you pick him at 12?
Yeah,
It's just like Restrepo. Restrepo's going to play in the NFL. But
There you
where
go.
you
There you
pick,
go.
no, seriously.
There you go. We
I
talk
go back
about Will
to I go
Johnson.
back to Lil Jordan Humphrey. Great career at Texas. He ran a 4.840.
Yeah.
He didn't get drafted. He's still in the league.
He's still playing in the
and
league.
he's played in the league every year since then.
Yeah.
So you're going to get a chance to play. It's where I value. I'm not picking a slow butt corner at 12. And from what I've seen on Twitter talking to people, he's been running the high 4.5s in training. So you can't go out there and run no 4.6, if 4.5, 4.6, 4.7, because he could have a bad day like
Yeah.
what Strippo did. It will really tank your draft stock. But that's a red flag. A corner, you're talking about a premier position, outside position. You want a corner at the top of the draft. I'm not drafting no slow butt corner at the top of the draft. I'm not doing it unless his name is Everson Walls.
I laughed when you brought up this idea for a segment today because I feel like, Jeff, you just keep hitting your head on this wall of like, God, there's no one I'm like happy about at 12.
And
Like,
I'll find a guy that I'm like, okay, but that'll work.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, no. And it's like, okay, but that would be a good pick. And then it's like, you get further along and it's like, yeah, but now he's got that. And I'm like, well, sure.
It was a bad year to be bad.
We're just taking Ibuka.
It was a bad
I'm just
year to
taking
be.
a Mecca Ibuka. I'm just taking the safest dude in the draft.
I mean,
Johnny Barron.
yeah, I don't hate that because we talked about it with Ashton Jeanty for so long. Like the reason that I kept coming back to Ashton Jeanty was I don't have concerns. I'm like, you know what? Like,
But he's special. He's not
he's
safe.
special, yeah. But with Emeka Egbuka, I also don't have concerns. It's a little bit different because it's from a safe
Yeah,
standpoint.
he's not special.
But I don't have concerns.
Yeah, and I think that's one of those things. So there's another thing.
But I like the guy. I've liked the guy more that you were going to talk about too.
Which the one that I'm gonna bring up
Yeah,
now?
yeah.
So another guy that I think is in the conversation for the Cowboys at number 12 overall, and I would not have a problem with them picking him at number 12 overall, but I was listening to Daniel Jeremiah and Bucky Brooks
So heels.
talking about, and they were talking about some of the polarizing guys
I
in
know.
this draft. And so one of the guys that they were talking about was Teteroa McMillan, Arizona wide receiver. Could very well be the Cowboys pick at 12.
Slow.
And as he might be, he's probably slowish, 4.6 guy. Because sometimes you watch guys, and I've been watching the college guys for 14 years, something like that. And like sometimes you watch them and you write all the stuff that you write about them that you see, and then other people talk about them, and I'm like,
Y'all not watching the same
White
film.
guys.
yeah, like I feel like, and not
The
that
Membo
people are
one.
saying that he's like, but like it's like Teteroa McMillan is Mike Evans. It's like Daniel Jeremiah did a good job putting it into words what like I would see on tape with Teteroa McMillan, where it's like you had incredible production for multiple years, big body, huge catch radius, really good feet for a little guy, ball in the air, you're going to win that ball, tons of things to like. And he asked Bucky Brooks, it's like, so when I tell you that people are on one side or the other with him, what do you think the up and the down is? And the up is all those things. And the down is what I saw on tape, but I haven't heard from a lot of people, and I was confused. He's 6'4" and 215, 220 pounds. he is not physically imposing on anyone.
No.
And that's what you would think at 6'4", 220. Like, if you were a dog that lines up, like, he's not good against press coverage. Or I say he's not great against press coverage. He's not fighting you through a route down the sideline to hold his ground. He's not, like, all those different things. The words that Daniel Jeremiah used from an NFL GM was, Tet plays on cruise control. Like, that's just kind of the way he moves and the way he does it. And if you're running down the field next to a guy and you put a ball in the air, he will beat him to it. It's not going to be because he's going to win a fight. It's going to be because he's going to time it up. I have the size on you. I have the timing. Like, I can do all of that. But it's like every guy that I'm looking at for 12th overall, there's something where I'm like, ah. And I think Teteroa McMillan can be a really good NFL receiver. But when you compare him to Mike Evans will fist fight Marshawn Lattimore on every snap.
Right.
Teteroa McMillan ain't like that. He's not wired that way. Yeah. It's different.
Mike Evans won your boy the Heisman. He won Johnny Manziel the Heisman because he was mossing folks, mossing Alabama. He was bullying big boy guys in college.
Wait, Jeff's boy?
Who's my boy?
Yeah, I don't know.
Johnny Manziel.
Is it your boy, Johnny Manziel?
Johnny Manziel. That's a euphemism, man. That's a figure of speech. He was mossing guys.
We got Deshaun Watson.
But
Johnny
you know what?
I mean, Johnny is kind of my guy. Like, he had some mental stuff, drank a lot.
Yeah,
that's my guy.
But he wanted. But
I have.
But I remember because I used to argue with Shereen Williams, a big actor. When we was in college, like, the best player on that team is Mike Evans. 100%. I said it then. Yeah. He's the guy that's really the difference maker. Yeah, Johnny makes a lot of plays with feet, but Mike Evans jumps off the page at you, and he certainly did that. When you talk about Tet, when you say cruise control, my mind goes to go through the motions. When you say cruise control, my mind says no burst, and I don't know if that's fair.
Right, but I mean, I think
but that's what my mind hears.
It probably is.
Yeah, so when you say he's just cruise control, but I don't see no burst. And I don't see that dog. I don't see that fight or whatever else that we're talking about that Mike Evans has.
See, but my thing with Teteroa, because I had those same doubts, but like just after watching him over and over again, like and talking to people, like I don't think he needs some of that stuff, to be honest with you. I don't think he needs that burst. I don't think he needs to be a physically imposing guy because I think his just timing and his leaping ability is just so darn good. Like, I just think that he truly makes the 50-50 ball 80-20, and I'm willing to take that risk even projecting to the NFL. Is he a perfect prospect? No. And I think that's one thing I think Cowboy fans do need to understand. Unless it's Ashton Jeanty, you are not getting a guy without questions.
Or who?
Or
Mason Graham too, I think.
Travis
Hunter.
Or
Travis Hunter.
Yeah, if we have a top four pick,
or the dude from Penn, the Abdul Carter. So I'm trying to get out my mouth.
Yeah.
But or those guys.
Even Abdul Carter, it's like, well, that's a guy that just did a position change this year and is still learning the position. Obviously, all the talent in the world, but like,
come on with it.
Come on, that's a football playing dude.
Sure.
A football playing dude.
But like,
unblockable.
I see.
He was blocked. I'm
not. This is not me fighting you, Joe.
Fight him.
It's all right. You fight me.
Just pushing back on your idea.
Fight.
Is these traits that are prevalent in the college ranks. And you talk about a dude who doesn't have the will or want to start being aggressive and start fighting.
I think he has the. I just think he's smooth. I don't think that there's like a lack of a dog in him. I don't.
If you don't show a dog, I'm just saying if you don't show dog, I don't know if there's.
But he had some dominant highlights. Like I just don't think that he moves like with such ferocity that it screams dog. I think he is a dog on cruise control.
Being out athleting somebody is not necessarily in highlights doesn't make you a dog though. Because dog is
not only on highlights; it's on.
I know, but what I'm saying is, you said he can be athletic and he can make some plays, but that's different than being a dog.
You can make an argument that a 50-50 ball is the most competitive point in all of football, and I think if you're willing to go win that every single time, that's a dog.
But also it helps you win it when you're 6'5", you can jump through the roof.
And that's why I'll take it.
But that's different than being a dog.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, but like
Debo's the dog. Debo dog.
Does Marvin Harrison laying down to not get hit all the time? Does that mean that he's not?
Well, we know that Marvin Harrison is a dog.
Yeah, facts. Don't do that.
Let's
yes.
Marvin Harrison and big Marvin. We just want to make sure that if you're watching this show,
Big Marvin. It wasn't me.
A lot of respect.
It was Jeff who brought up Marvin Harrison.
Not me. Big Marvin.
One of my favorite people.
Put the gun down, dog.
Family, high character, went about it the right way. No, but I think the reason that I think that way is just because of the size, I guess. Because wide receivers who protect themselves and don't take a ton of hits and aren't dropping their shoulder, like, that doesn't take away from what I think of you as a player. It's just when you are the 6'4", 220, I'm like, where is the F you?
Yeah.
Like, you gonna have to deal with me. And he plays more of a finesse is such an insult to a football player, and I don't mean it to be, but he is a finesse player.
Yeah, I also want to establish something too. I think Tedderone McMillan might be the biggest boomer bust prospect in the draft. Him and Shamar Stewart. Like I think it could not work out, but I personally have come around to the point I'm willing to take that risk.
Yeah. No, I do not think it's a bad pick at 12. I really, really like the player. It's just it was funny or interesting. It better be one of the two. That on the morning of Will Johnson not running, which is a guy that I'm like, I would love him at 12. And I'm like, you're healthy and you're still not going to run at all? What? It was the same morning that I happened to pop on the Move the Sticks podcast, and they were talking about the with Tedderone. And I was like, I agree with that too. It's just they're just trying to eliminate everybody at 12, and I don't appreciate it. We'll hit your super chats, and we will finish up the show with the final segment today, which is the Cowboys' biggest needs and which one is going to get skipped. That is next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast. Skip. Come on, Skip. We want you to sign up to be a diehard. All DLLS.com/diehard.
We got a deal going right now.
Do we got a deal?
Oh, it's a $36.
$36.
It's a $36 diehard deal again.
We got a hookup.
Got to hook up.
Okay,
$36.
that's like, that's half price? Less than half price? That's 50
Basically
something
the price
off.
for the shirt, and you get a free shirt.
Okay, so yeah, we got a discount going on the diehard right now. So all DLLS.com/diehard, or use the QR code. If you're watching on YouTube, you can use the QR code that's on your screen, and you can sign up to be a diehard. When you do that, $36 for the first year?
For a full year.
Boy!
36, you can't beat that, dog. Can't beat that with a stick.
Can't beat that with a stick.
I think this is worth $36.
Hey.
That's my diehard card. See that? Member. Me.
Get you in the club.
It took me more man hours than, like, you just had to pay $36. It took me some man hours to get this.
Months.
And yeah, when you sign up, you do get a t-shirt. Free t-shirt from the merch store, which is great. And then you get 20% off all merch. You get 20% all events that we have. You get access to everything on our website, including the Die Hard level content from guys like Clarence and Joe.
They be outside.
Plus, who?
They be outside.
They are outside.
They the weed.
We for the streets.
They we.
We for the streets.
Y'all are for the streets.
Clarence is for the streets.
Except when Micah and them ask you to go out to the club. Then you don't.
Then he's not for anything.
Got a history.
He's
I
for
got
the
a
house.
history of being in the streets, okay?
You're for the house.
You're for the house.
You're for the going home. But yeah, and you get an ad-free experience on our website. It's everything that you need to keep up with all of your DFW teams. And we want you to just be a part of the squad with us. We want you to be a diehard with us. We got the Discord server, Discord
Over
lounge.
1,000 of us.
Over 1,000. We're over 1,000 strong in DFW, and we'd like you to join because we'd like to have more diehards than other cities because it's a pride thing, because we're Texas. And in Texas, I don't know, we got a bunch of numbers. Yeah, come on in. Be a diehard. Sign up or else.
And Patrick Radin.
Not a threat. Okay.
Can I say something right quick, please?
Not how we come out of a break.
I thought we was out already. My bad.
We are out of the break.
I thought we was out already.
But you're not going to start. No, what show that you watch starts a segment with the host being like, and welcome, and somebody going, hey, can I?
I didn't want to cut you off because I know you
YouTube
had
is
somewhere to
different.
go.
YouTube is different, I guess. Go ahead.
I didn't want that. Do we have that video of Micah Parsons showing up at? Can you play that real quick? Showing up at Cowboys today. Yeah, can you do that one? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, play the other one real quick. I'm sorry.
Oh my, good Lord. Someone pour me up a double shot of whiskey. They know me and Jet Dale's got a history. There's a party downtown near 5th Street.
That's interesting, Clarence, that you decide to dance to whatever beat is in your head instead of the one in the song.
I was on beat.
Oh, you thought that was on beat?
I was definitely on beat.
Don't trip.
I was definitely on beat. Don't trip now.
Why you stop video at Baby Girl? Why you
Yeah,
stop?
yeah. Who was you hollering at?
Oh, okay. All right. Let me see the rest of the video. Let me see the
I
rest.
just, since y'all brought up, but no, I really wanted the Cowboys posted after we'd already reported. Then they're gonna post video from the Twitter, YouTube, whatever, of all the Cowboys showing up for all voluntary workouts, and they had Micah on there.
They also were giving them worms. They were offering them like actual worms and said early bird gets worm, and everyone's like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, everybody wouldn't touch the worm.
Gummy worms?
But, yeah.
No, they were.
It was actually
they were
real
worms.
worms. I'm
It was
like,
bait.
I'm not taking this worm.
Okay, so are we going to make fun of Shoddy for this? Like people tried to go after McCarthy for like hitting the fruits and stuff? Or are you
Yeah.
just going to say
Well, that
you're allowed to do
was-
bits?
That was a little bit.
You didn't like Gallagher bit?
A little much.
I didn't like that
Tank
bit.
liked it.
I kind of liked it.
I didn't like
it.
that bit they did in practice. Mojo moments. Like,
Oh,
come on,
Mojo
what the
moments.
hell
I
is
love
that?
the Mojo
I
moment.
hated that mess. That
Oh, I
Mojo.
love the
and
Mojo
I hated
moment.
the special team coach. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Winner 2. All on the loud. I mean, come on, stop it.
The only thing I don't like, he's gone now, right? Bones?
Bones is in
Bones.
Tennessee. Tennessee Titans.
Man, that dude, Bones loved him some Bones.
He did.
Like he wanted to have the microphone. He wanted to run
Yeah,
practice. He
too
wanted to call fake
much.
punts. But Bones loved him some
Too
Bones.
much. I'm sorry.
Super chats. Let's see, where were we?
It's at night.
Dronos.
Oh, no, Dronos, yeah.
Will Johnson running the 40 is like letting your gal go through your phone.
Just don't do it.
Yeah, just don't.
Okay, you just don't do it. And Knight is in the super chat. What happens when your needs are way more obvious than the BPA? And the answer to that is you make a bad pick.
But when you have a lot,
Good news is
They-
they
the
have
good
a lot of
news-
needs.
good
yeah,
news-
they have a lot of
They can't
lack
go
of
wrong.
high-end talent.
They can't go wrong with needs in BPA.
They've got a lot of people they put to be fillers, and now they have a lot of areas where they can add talent, which means they probably will go best player available as well.
Great news, Cowboy fan. The best player available will be at a position of need.
They will start. They will start. I don't care where they
That's
start
a
in training
bar.
camp.
That's a bar.
I don't care where they start in training camp.
That's a bar.
They will be the starter.
Good. That's good.
That's a bar.
Whoever your best player is, I promise.
That's good.
You
That's
need
good.
that.
That's good.
But some needs are more important than others, right?
They need them all.
That is true. So I this morning, let me make sure
This
you guys.
morning-
Let me make sure you guys agree. I was doing a show with my friend Brian Broadus on my
What
little
up,
tiny,
Broadus?
my little tiny YouTube
BB.
my little tiny YouTube channel hit 10 million career views today.
Hey.
I'm talking about.
Good shit.
Yo,
Good
man.
stuff.
What?
Good stuff.
God,
Good
dog.
stuff. Good stuff.
We were
Good
so
stuff.
good.
I'm sorry.
Evaluations in 10 minutes.
The show is just too relaxed.
Bro, you're going first
You
today.
get too comfortable.
You're going first. in
We might be waiting a while.
All right, let me-
It's gonna be quick.
Let me
There's
do
one
it.
or- there's one or two ways.
Hey, let me do my self-evaluation
Yeah,
first.
It's gonna be quick.
I'm gonna do my self-evaluation first.
It's gonna be a lot like Jason Garrett told me. You know, Clarence,
We had 53.
we had 53 like
Wish we
you.
had 4 of you on the
Wish,
show.
yeah, wish we had 4 of you, man. Just the way that you go about your work.
Yeah. But
But today will be your last day.
Contract. Contract.
Today will be your last
and
day.
if you could let Calvin in downstairs.
You don't want that.
If
You
you
don't- you don't want them problems. You don't want
if
them
you could just
problems.
give back your parking badge, or if you see Calvin on the way in, just hand that
You
to
don't
him.
want them
I think
problems.
Todd's in the parking
Yeah,
lot.
yeah.
If you could just get Todd your parking thing, that'd be fine.
What's Ed Water doing?
But the Cowboys' biggest needs, you have 3 picks that are relevant. I mean, I love the draft, and I'm going to have guys in the 6th round where I'm like, I promise this guy's good. But for the most part, 3-4 rounds is where you can dependably try to find the players who can help you, starters, those sort of players. What do you guys think the top 4 needs are for the Cowboys? You're not allowed to see what we
I'm
came
not
up
looking
with.
at you. I was looking at you.
Don't look at my stuff. Top 4.
I already know what you have.
Top
so
4.
What's your perception?
of what the needs are?
The top 4 needs.
Well, I agreed. I know what it is. And I agree.
Are they be in order?
No, not in order. Just give me the things they need the most.
Receiver, running back, offensive lineman,
Close.
edge rusher.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Receiver, running back, cornerback, DT.
That's the exact same as I have. You threw in O-line and edge rusher. And, yeah, the one we came up with this morning was a wide receiver, 2, a running back, a cornerback, and a defensive
Yeah,
tackle.
I want to take that back.
Oh, you want to come on over?
I do want to go
You
away
come
from
on?
edge rusher and go DT.
DT.
Okay, so now here comes the fun part of the game.
Whatever.
Those are all very big needs, right?
Yes.
Right now you have Osa and Mozzie and Solomon Thomas.
Right.
Boy, you need some D-tackle help. Right now, your number 2 wide receiver is Jalen Tolbert. You want a wide receiver, too. Right now, you're starting running back and his backup are not guys that I want to start at running back. And right now, you don't have 3 starting cornerbacks. You just don't have them. You also can't have them all. You get 3 picks.
You ain't Ash Ketchum.
You got 3
You
picks.
can't catch them all.
Which one are you taking away?
Running back.
Oh.
That's what they did last year.
Running back.
They knew they needed one last year, and that's the one. They just blew right by it. They're like, screw it.
To me, it's the least important of the four.
Because you think you can get a starter in round 5.
I can
Piece it together.
I can piece it together.
I'm
I
gonna
can
have
wait
a
for
guy.
somebody to get off a roster. You know what I mean? I can find a way.
Just don't.
I can make do.
Just don't
sign Zeke.
Don't sign Zeke.
Yeah, I can make do.
All we ask. Although they might have already signed 2 of him.
These 2 guys are better than what Zeke was coming in last year, right?
Okay.
Right?
I think
I
so.
said right. That was
Yes.
kind of a right question.
I think so.
That was right.
Well,
I think one of them
one
is.
of them probably is.
Right.
One of them is.
One of them probably is.
I think one of them is.
You
The
probably
other one,
you do have a Zeke right now.
the other one I think is similar.
So we got to draft a guy to get push the Zeke down.
We're going to get that guy from Michigan, UFL guy.
But is that universal? Like, if out of those 4 spots, when I tell
No,
you only got 3 picks, you have to knock one out.
I'm going to knock running back out. Because
Wow.
I think you get one at the end of cut down day.
Yeah.
I think there's enough running backs in the league that you can make do.
They just tried this.
I
It
think
was
for a
terrible.
team that wants to
No, they
establish
didn't
the
try
run-
it because they didn't make
That's
the
true.
call they
That's
could have
true.
made.
That's
Okay?
true. They did. They did it in the wrong way.
Yes, they didn't
Which
really
is also
try.
the exact same way they're doing it so far.
Yeah.
I think for a team that wants to establish the run, you cannot go without getting an instant impact running back in this draft. And I think that
But
you have to do in the first 3 rounds.
I
And
don't
hear
know
you
if
on the
there's an
committee stuff.
instant. I don't know if the instant impact.
I need instant
There's
impact.
only 2 or 3 special instant.
No,
there are
I-
good, capable running backs. You see, I think let's not equate capable running backs who can help your team with instant impact running backs. Let's not equate that. That's not the same.
I think Quinshon
There-
Judkins can be an
There
instant
are a lot of
impact
guys
running back.
who can play in this league, but that don't make them instant impact.
I think there's one monster. There's 3 to 5 really good,
Right.
and
you gotta
then
get-
there's they can do the job.
They can do the job.
So I think you need to get in that 3 to 5 is what I'm saying. So I don't think I want to wait till round 5 to address the running back need. I think back to your question. I think the tough part is if they don't address receiver at 12, then they're not getting someone there. So I think you got to. I think that's the tough part. So if Ashton Jeanty's there, my philosophy is you take. If he's not there, I think you take receiver because I don't trust whoever's there at 44 to be that instant impact wide receiver
Cornerback or
two.
nose tackle? Which one are you kicking out?
I'm kicking out nose. Because I think later
So
in the draft,
you want to run it.
I
and
still
then
think you get
want to be
Jamari-
ran on.
I think Jamari Caldwell you can get in round 5 potentially.
All right. Okay. All right.
That's the one I'm willing to take a risk on. I think there's going to be a nose tackle available later in the draft that I think could play day 1 for the Cowboys.
And be an instant impact?
I think so.
be solid plugger.
It's
At nose tackle, you don't need him to sack him. You just need him to
nose tackle is one of the
you need him-
hardest.
You need him to
college
guard
to
up. You know,
NFL.
just show up. You need somebody. That's why, Marinetta's
question.
philosophy was don't draft. That's why they got into that big thing with Travis Frederick because and had the guy the nose tackle rated higher, but he don't believe you draft nose tackles high, and he thinks you can get a plugger, a guy who can just do the job inside later in rounds.
Cowboys haven't had one of those since I was playing. When they
Which is
had-
facts, yeah.
When they, since
No, a
they-
special one. You talking about? I mean, that's a 3 technique.
Like
they haven't had
they-
a special 3 technique. You talking about a 3 technique?
They've been getting raped. They've been getting run on for
Yeah,
the last
yeah.
10 years.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. But I'm just saying the philosophy of getting a guy to play nose, you can get later. Now, 3 technique is different. A guy that can go and get upfield and get to the quarterback. But a guy to play nose, you can get in the later rounds. Could just ask him to do the dirty work.
It's a great question because it's not those 4 I think are very important. Like I was thinking, well, what about corner? And I'm like, no, you need a corner.
They got Kyer Elam.
See, now here's the secret. And why you all got an F minus. The answer is wide receiver 2 because he's already here.
Jonathan Mingo.
Jonathan Mingo.
All right, man. End the show.
You traded for him.
End the show. I
Uh,
don't even want to. I'd end it early.
If you had a 4th round pick,
I'll end it early.
if you had a 4th round pick, you could address all
I
4.
want to ask you a question.
Mingo, not your number 2.
Before we end the show, I want to certainly, obviously, all our condolences. Somebody brought up a super chat. We talked about it earlier. Condolences out to Kyron Lacey and his family. You know, Dak, really into the mental health space and made a post on social media yesterday when we found out about the death of Kyron Lacey. Obviously, he had a lot of off the field stuff. Where was he going to go in the draft, or was he going to get drafted at all? And it could have been
Before the legal stuff, he would probably have been in the top 3 rounds.
Could he have been a
not-
late steal?
if he was not going to jail or prison,
Yeah,
he would have played in the NFL.
right.
But I like that one's. But they were just about to decide
Right.
if he was going to
Be
face
charged,
charges,
right.
and so like it's a really unique situation. And
It's a
Kyron
tragedy.
Lacey, former LSU wide receiver, a lot of circumstances revolving around the way that he died by suicide, reportedly. But it's heartbreaking. Yeah, Dak posted about it. He said, please ask for help. It doesn't have to end that way. It takes all of us. He put that on his Instagram. I'm a mental health person. Jesse's a mental health person. I guess we're all technically mental health people.
Yeah, 100%.
We're all affected by it in different ways.
Yes.
And regardless of whatever you think about what might have been steps that lead people to the place that they get to mentally, seeing somebody be in such a place where they can't beat back their brain enough and they feel like the best option in that moment, and in his case it was at the end of a chase, that their best option is just to surrender to demons and be gone. It's incredibly sad, and check on your people and tell them that you love them. How about that? And I'm sorry that happened so late, because I wish that Jesse had time to talk about it. But there's a reason also that I end the show with, remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through, so be cool to everybody. We love you. Be easy.
Eliminate the contingency.
We all silly like the mayor.